Hi, and welcome to another session of Reminiscing with History Makers. I'm joined today by Lynn Smith. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, for starters, when did you join APCO?
I joined in 2000.
Mhm. And during your tenure with APCO, can you tell us about what agencies you worked for, some of the positions you held, and your responsibilities?
Sure. So I started in, 1991, and I worked for Lawrence County 911. It was a new center just starting up. I was there for 11 years until 2002. And I joined APCO while I was there. I started out as an administrative assistant, and because it was a new center, I was allowed to help the director bring it up from the ground up. So that's where I learned, and she was my mentor when it came to in the position that I'm in now. I was there until 2002, and then I moved to a dual center, Dodge Wilcox 911, which it was a small center. Both counties were very small, and I stayed there until 2006, of which time I moved here to Habersham County 911. It's in the North Georgia mountains, up in the foothills, a lot different terrain. I came from flat land, I guess you would say, into the mountains, and I've been up here ever since. I began as just the director of 911 here, but since that time, I've also became the EMA director for the county as well. We have a population of about 47,000, so we're just a busy little center for it being as small as it is.
Hmm. What initially drew you to join APCO?
I joined at the time because my director was also a member of APCO, and I felt like that it could help me learn and grow. I didn't really have, anybody to help me when I went to the other center, but I had been involved in NINA, and so I wanted to join APCO as well, just to see the different perspectives of the two organizations and have just continued on from there.
You'd mentioned your director. Was there any other particular person or event that was influential in getting you to join?
No, not really. I mean, just I knew that she was very involved at the state level in the different organizations, and I just felt like that in order to grow, I needed to be involved as well. So she was very encouraging throughout my career with her, and she's the one that actually put me in APCO back in 2000.
That's great. Can you describe for us some of your APCO activities at the state chapter or the national level during your tenure at APCO?
Well, I started out at the state level. I started out as a regional ambassador for our chapter here in Georgia, and since then I've held every position that we have within the organization, and I currently serve as the past president for the Georgia chapter. I've held EC, secretary, treasurer, vice president, president,
Hmm.
and so now even on the national level, I try to serve on some of the different committees and things that they have.
Right? Would you say you had a favorite activity throughout that all?
I think my favorite thing is not necessarily just ABCO. We here in Georgia, we have partnered with NINA to ease up some of the burden on the directors because we have so many counties within Georgia. We have 159 counties in the state of Georgia, and a lot of them are very small counties. And so we partnered with NINA to start hosting a joint conference with NINA and ABCO. And I just feel like that has benefited so many of the small departments and organizations that are within the state of Georgia, where they may not have gotten to go to both NINA and ABCO, but with us doing the joint conference, they're able to now send people to the training, and we have more participation. So it helps us grow as organizations and networking.
Hmm. Would you say your APCO membership has had a direct effect on your career in public safety communications?
I feel I'm sure it does because of the learning experience and the things that You can learn the networking. If there's anything that you need assistance with, or you may have a problem trying to solve, there's always the APCO library that you can go to, or you can just write, and people answer you. And just on the national level, the networking and getting to know the people and getting to know the organization, the ins and outs of it, and how it's ran, it just helps you be a much better leader, I feel like. And I just enjoy it at the state and the national level.
Oh, that's great. What do you like most about APCO?
I think the friendship, that you just get to meet so many people that sometimes you're kind of standoffish because you think that the centers are so much larger than yours, or the people are just so high in the organization, you're kind of afraid to approach them. But when you get to know the people, then they're just like you, and they have the same problems. It may be at a larger level than what you have, but we all are in the same boat, and we, short staffing. We just, when you start talking to them, you understand that everybody is just like you. And through their leadership programs and all, it has given me the ability to branch out a little bit more. And I've done the CPE and the RPL, and I still keep up with all of those people that I've met throughout the process.
Hmm. What would you say APCO does better than anyone else?
I believe the networking and the keeping us informed of what's going on, from the legislative level to any new laws that may be coming our way, working for us to try to make us the professionals that we all know that we are, but others don't recognize us as. They just, I mean, all around, they do a great job of just keeping all of us in the loop.
Hmm. So now with the advent of NG 911, what do you think APCO needs to do to stay current with those emerging technologies?
Well, I mean, they're keeping us informed of everything that they're doing. So I feel like they're doing a fantastic job. They're allowing us to ask questions. They're allowing us to stay within the network of what they feel like we need to do as a state. And we do have a state organization that is very involved in our Next Gen 911. So we are we're trying to take their guide and their leadership to hopefully make the right decisions and not make costly decisions.
Hmm. What stands out to you as a significant contribution during your time in office?
um I think probably us, for the state here, just doing the joint conference. I think that has helped so many people, not just, I guess our APCO family, but the NINA partners as well. We all feel like obviously that APCO is the best of the organizations, but I just feel like that it's opportunities for us all to work together, to grow together, and to learn from each other. And it allows more people to be involved than probably normally would be due to budget constraints and just the economy as a whole.
Right. Well, once again, this has been Reminiscing with History Makers. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us and sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.